meus caros amiguinhos. Oxi. Como assim começa daqui 4 minutos? Ah, tá. 17 segundos, 17 segundos. Sério isso? Ai, vou escrever no... Vou escrever no roteiro enquanto isso. São eu ando em tudo, vocês são meus pets, yeah. Oxi. Porque não foi. Mas eu salvei a cópia. Ah tá, eu mudei Flatbird. Não liguem. Gente, desculpa, mas é que eu não sabia que ia ter isso daqui. Então eu só vou escrever no livro enquanto isso. Acha. Tudo. Por quê? Por quê? Por quê? Oxi. Ah, tá. Ainda faltam 21 minutos. Gente, eu vou spoilerizar aqui pra vocês os primeiros 1 minuto e 28 do episódio 6.
Não precisa se preocupar. Eu farei isso, porque nada jamais fugirá de mim.
Nossa, esse é o tal filme do bicho azul que tanto falavam? É interessante. Eu não sabia que Ohana significava família. Foi uma bela aula de havaianeses. É havaiano que se fala, mãe.
Ah, tá, desculpa.
O que acharam? Tá meio ruim ainda. Hum.
Ai, 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 ai. Quase 30, galera. Não, pera. Caraca, mandei bem na hora. Tá, contagem regressiva, contagem regressiva. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Peggy 16.
Olha, a Six. Olha, os dois que eu não lembro o nome. Six, cabeça de cone, rolando bisgoinha. Mano. Não tava no jogo original isso. Mistura de todos os trailers.
Little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
Hi, I'm Jen Douglas, and thank you for joining us for this Little Nightmares Showcase event.
And I'm Maya, Community Manager on Little Nightmares, and I'm so happy to be here, especially since we have some charmingly terrifying updates to share.
We're going to be joined by some fantastic guests who have been working on a variety of Little Nightmares games and projects.
And hopefully they don't go sending too many chills down our spines.
Hopefully. They're going to be talking to us about the fantastic projects that they've been working on, and we're going to get an exclusive reveal of a new chapter of Little Nightmares 3 and a deep dive into some gameplay.
We
Six?
might even see the return of a Little Nightmares fan favourite. Who knows?
Who knows? But if you think we'd spoil everything here in the intro, don't even worry about it. There are going to be plenty of surprises.
Oh, yes.
Right. Now, some of you might know that I've been a massive fan of Little Nightmares since the first game came out way back in 2017.
Wow, was it really that long ago?
It's literally that long ago. And since then, we've been following Mono and Six through countless terrifying locations, from haunted hospitals to creepy kitchens. Many of our childhood fears have come to life. And now it's time to face another one in this exclusive Little Nightmares 3 trailer.
Bandai, eu te amo! Esse boneco vai ter alguma coisa.
as you've just seen, the carnival will be the main focus for today's look at Little Nightmares 3, and we'll revisit it for an extended gameplay demo and a deep dive into that gameplay. But now I'm very excited to say that we're ready to reveal the release date for Little Nightmares 3. Yeah, the release date is here. Little Nightmares 5. But before we get into Little Nightmares 3 with that shiny new release date, let's talk about Little Nightmares as a
10
franchise.
de outubro.
I'm joined now by Little
Calma
Nightmares.
aí, moça. Você é bastante bonita. Dez de outubro.
Working on the franchise, and a lot of them started off as fans, and now they're putting back in games and the contents that they're games and the content.
The thing they're so passionate about.
Yes, and I really want to take this opportunity to thank all the fans around the world, from a single game to a multimedia franchise. They've been all the time with us, supporting us, and they're really the ones who are keeping us motivated to continue pushing the boundaries of Little Nightmares even further.
Well said, exactly so, because it's the fans that make Little Nightmares extra special. Now, at the top of the show, we teased that we were going to be talking about some new Little Nightmares projects. Can you share anything on those?
Yes, I mean, before that, I just want to say that to me, Little Nightmares is, the world. The world is what is the most important because it's filled, with mysteries. It's full of amazing characters, monsters, and location. Each of them has a unique, story. I think with the games, we've just scratched the surface about what Little Nightmares can offer, and the other types of media, really allow us to, tell different stories in, new ways.
That's very intriguing. What do you mean exactly?
Well, let's take the example of the Sounds of Nightmares, the podcast that we released 2 years ago. We were amazed by the reception of the fans, and especially when it comes to the main character, Noon. And actually, if you enjoy the podcast, then I think you should stay. You enjoy the podcast, and I think you should stay a little longer, with us in the show, because we will have some exclusive news to share.
Brilliant. Thank you, Lucas. I mean, I loved the podcast, and if you didn't listen to the podcast, you're missing out. We've got a little bit of it for you now. Let's take a listen.
Yesterday evening marked my first true session with the girl. Signs of significant disorder greater than I initially thought.
Bandai Namco Europe presents The Sounds of Nightmares.
Do you remember your nightmares?
I remember everything.
The first audio fiction series from the world of Little Nightmares.
Last night, in my dream, a muddled voice, and then I saw him.
There must be more. Try. Interact with the dream.
I tried to scream, tearing my throat, but I had no breath.
You were right there. Don't tell me you did nothing.
You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to understand.
I can't help you if you hide things from me.
We can't. I'm fully above to death.
We can face your monsters together.
Please stop.
Go back to sleep, little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
So here we are
in the councillor's office where much of the podcast story takes place. Don't worry though, we'll be heading back to the carnival soon for a gameplay deep dive of Little Nightmares 3. But before that, I'll be probing the minds of Alize and Lonnie, here to guide us through the twisted world of transmedia.
Hello.
So we've left the relative comfort of the carnival, but not only that, we've left the nowhere, we're now in the counties, somewhere far less familiar that hadn't been explored before the podcast, right, Lonnie?
Yeah, that's right. It had been hinted at in the past, but The Sounds of Nightmares was the first time we were really able to dive deeper into this world. It was so satisfying for us to expand
saber
that
como é que
lore and
eles
shine a
fizeram
light
esse
on this
cenário.
strange place.
Yeah, and we were very lucky to collaborate with talented people, included some members of our communities. I don't know if you remember, actually, it was, that contest we organized to know more about our fans' nightmares.
Oh, I do remember. We did receive some very frightening stories.
Yeah, the creativity people shared was just crazy. And adapting one of those dreams into an actual episode was a fantastic experience. And I mean, since the launch of the podcast, the response has been so positive. I can't believe we've already reached over 2 million listens.
From all over the world, right?
Yeah, because we're recorded in 5 languages, so English, French, Spanish, Italian, and German. And everything we've heard so far was so positive. And I mean, I love hearing all the theories they've come up with.
Did someone say theories?
Ooh.
I'm here for theories. Hello. Hi.
No, please, just
me.
don't ask me to explain
No.
anything. But for real, it's that mystery that makes the Little Nightmares narrative and its world so special. And on that topic, we wanted to talk about the podcast.
Yes, we wanted to announce that we're working on the season 2 of The Sounds of Nightmares. It's going to take a bit of time to come to life, but we're very
Quê? Não! Não! Eu tô gravando!
excited because we're going to explore even more the comic book series. So Little Nightmares Descent to Nowhere, written by Lonnie, by the way. And it's coming very soon. And we couldn't be more excited.
That's great. Congratulations, Lonnie.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a real passion project for both of us for a few years now.
Yeah, and there's a little something we've been keeping under wrap until now. I actually have the official cover
Ooh.
here.
Mono?
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Is that Mono on the cover?
Yeah, he's part of the story.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me the whole
Ah,
story.
pensei que era no,
Okay, maybe not the
no
whole
Delírio
story.
Nightmares 3. Caramba.
Yeah, it tells two parallel
Mas não
stories,
faz
one
sentido,
set
já
in
que ele
the
virou o
counties
Homem
and
do
one set
Chapéu,
in
né?
nowhere. In the
Esqueci o que
nowhere,
eu
we
falei.
follow a little mute, timid girl named Hush, and she wakes up in a jail cell, and she's cold, and it's not long before she meets Mono. They're a little hesitant to work together, but both of them have to try to figure out a way to escape this cold, labyrinthian dungeon that they're in.
Okay, and how does that connect to the counties?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about the counties, but it follows a detective named Myra, and she's exhausted and disillusioned with life, but she has a chance encounter with a stranger that stirs something
Também.
inside of her, and after that she decides to start investigating the cold cases of children who've gone missing over the years.
Janeiro,
Cool, count me
fevereiro,
in. I can't wait to
março,
discover how
abril,
those two places, the
maio,
nowhere and the counties, like
junho,
intersect,
julho,
combine.
agosto,
When can
setembro,
we get hold of the
outubro.
comic and where?
So the first
Mês
issue will
10?
release in October, but you'll be able to
Não, deve
pre-order
ser 10
starting
do
in August
10.
through Titan's comic website or at your local comic book shops.
And how many issues will there be?
So 4 in total, and we're
Janeiro,
going to release one
fevereiro,
episode per
março,
month
abril,
until January.
maio,
And
junho,
today we're very
julho,
excited to share with
agosto,
you the official trailer.
setembro, outubro.
I don't remember how I got here. 20 years as a cog. Thinking I could make a difference. I gave myself over freely. That's why I'm here. Sick of feeling like a puppet.
I'm asking you to give it one more go. Work with me. The milk carton cases.
The vanished children. They haunt every mind in the counties. A little girl, there's always a little girl. For the second time in as many days, I'm on a precipice. But this time, I have to jump.
Incredible. This is such an amazing day for fans of the Little Nightmares franchise. I, for one, can't wait to see what everyone makes of all of this.
And we're not even done yet. I think Elise and Lonnie have a few more surprises up their sleeves before we return to the carnival, don't you?
Yeah, speaking of it, we're actually working on a young adult horror novel set in that same location, and I can't wait for you to dive into it.
Where am I going to find the time to read all of these? Oh my God. What can you tell us about the young adult novel?
The novel tells the story of a young girl named Ruse. She wakes up in the carnival in a dark room, and she's there with two other kids that she's never met before. One of them is a mousy girl who has a noose around her neck, and the other one is this frail, starving boy who has a mask over his face. And in that moment, for Ruse, two things become uncertain. One is whether or not she'll be able to get out, and two is whether or not these kids will be her friends or something a little more sinister.
Well, I'm already creeped out and suspicious. When can we read the book?
It will be out in September.
Wow, so games, podcasts, comics, young adult novel. Is there anything else we can be looking forward to?
Well, we might have something else, but I don't know. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, we have one more surprise for you. It's something we've been crafting very carefully behind the scenes for quite a while now. It's a project that's really close to our hearts, and I think we have a teaser for you right now.
Incredible. I'm so excited to see what that becomes, although something tells me it's not going to end well.
Well, it's not called Little Nightmares for nothing. So we'll be gradually revealing more about these upcoming projects over the coming months. So please keep an eye on our social media channels and website if you think you can handle it, of course.
And thanks to Lonnie and Elise, who we appear to have left behind us now in the counties, for that treasured trove of information. Now, we welcome to the sofa. It is the producer and art director of Little Nightmares 3, Coralie Tim. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Now,
Hello,
Coralie, what can you tell us about the carnival?
So our two friends, Lo and Alone, they are trapped in the spiral. It is a part of the nowhere that they are trying to escape. So now they are in carnival. It is a fun fair which is filled of disturbing attractions and frightening visitors.
Not much fun in this fun fair, it seems.
Yeah, I hated fun fairs as a kid. Flashing lights, odd shapes, stalls covered in old soft toys. Wasn't my thing.
Yeah, right. And it's all full of noise, people, lights. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah, I've got to say though, as much as I hated it when I was younger, this level is one of my favourite in the game. It's really cool. Should we jump in and take a look?
Yeah, yes please, let's do it. Here we go.
So here are Lo and Alone. So Lo is the boy with the raven mask and the blue cape. And Alone is the one with the red pigtails and the green jumpsuits.
And they've come to the carnival today.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun fair, but you will see that nothing in
Eu
there
tô
is...
pensando, é tipo, eu sei que eu sou às vezes um pouco psicótico nos meus vídeos, mas a cabeça desses caras deve estar muito ferrada.
Thunder, lightning, all of that really adds to the atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, look at that depth into the distance there, the extent of the carnival.
Yeah, and you can see a bit more of the carnival from the top in here. I think it's really interesting to see all the big vistas that you can have in there.
Yeah, the vistas are really cool. You're going to see that as we zip across the space now. Feels really 3D, even though we've still got the 2.5D doll's house.
I mean, it looks beautiful. Grim, but beautiful in that Little Nightmares way. Who are these monsters we're seeing around?
So they are the herds. They represent the dull, grinding monotony of the working life. You can find them in the candy factory, but also here when they are allowed to have a bit of fun in the carnival.
I really love watching the players work together to solve some of these puzzles. It's really fun when you do that.
I'm really looking forward to playing the game in co-op.
Yeah, I think it's adding so much to Little Nightmares, being able to enjoy it with your friend. Because in fact, a lot of people were doing it, but like just watching their friend playing and stuff like that. Now they can just play together. So here, this herd was just blocking the way. That's why they moved the candies, because right now it's just occupied and we can go through.
Nice. I can identify with that.
Só pra vocês saberem, eu acho que eu vou assistir no do Night Extreme, se ele for jogar, ou do Just Ghost.
It's pretty doing the sets safety on their food standards.
No.
One of the cool things we're going to see now is the players are able to use their tools. In this particular case, you're going to see Lo using his bow and arrow.
Adorei a vibe do carnaval.
We've got the puppets here, who are smaller enemies, and we're going to see Alone use their tool to smash their head.
Okay, good, because I hate those puppets.
Yeah. So one of the cool things about the design of the puppets is they're just that.
Funciona como os cabeças de melão do jogo anterior. Achei legal. Mas o Bandai... O Bandai Então, por que vocês não lançar DLC de The Little Nightmares 2? Já tô esperando há 3 anos e meio. E-mail. Seus cavalos.
Terrible day. Okay, so this is going to be me and you, Maya. Who do you want to play as?
Well, I think I prefer Alone, the little pigtails.
Okay.
I do resemble her in real life.
Os caras tá literalmente vazando 3 minutos e meio da gameplay.
Yeah, you like that?
Do you have a favourite, Coralie?
I think it would be Alone, but I love them both, to be honest. And I'm really looking forward for the players to just discover the whole new story that we have behind Little Nightmares 3 and see like all their life together of the two characters. Really love that, the way they are working together, but also the way they are two great friends.
The way everything is like intimidatingly oversized. Like we're kids at a fun fair, but it's not a fun fair designed for us.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't feel safe there as a kid.
No.
You can see the sleeping puppets, so you're going to have to be really careful not to wake them.
Now that'll be me messing up the stealth when we play together, Maya. So you're going to have to forgive me now in advance for mucking up the sneaking.
This scene's really cool. It's full of loads of tension.
It's okay, Maya. We'll be doing this together, so we'll be much braver as a pair.
Absolutely.
A cena que estavam mais curiosos pra ver, tá aí? Quanto tempo já tem no vídeo? Ah, tá, já tá ficando 1 hora.
They made it. It's good.
Yeah. Everyone can breathe again now. There's going to be no more puppets. Well, I assume no more puppets ever.
Not sure about that.
Not true. There's always more puppets.
It's one of the cool things about the Little Nightmares games, and it's really important to us as well, is that a lot of the storytelling is done in the set dressing. So all of the objects that you see, everything that we design, we take great care because we know the fans really love looking into the detail on that stuff, and they're going to make up really cool theories. So we do a lot of storytelling with the placement of the things in the set.
So you're
Gostei, eu acho que eu vou jogar com a minha irmã.
clues in the environment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really important.
Very cool.
Eu acho.
And thank you for doing that because I absolutely love reading those theories.
Yeah, me too. So again, the cool thing about this is, as kids, you feel like you're sneaking into a space you probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved about playing the previous Little Nightmares games.
Caraca, que mecânica legal. Acho que vai ter várias durante o jogo. Eu conheço a Bandai como a palma da minha mão.
Because we don't want to spoil everything for the players. There we go.
Figure it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Time for some classic sneaking.
Ó. Uma mão. Ah, tá. É uma cabeça movimentante.
Quite like the fact here that all the bright lights are in the background. You know, you're sort of sneaking through behind the scenes in the darkness, trying to stay safe. You're going to see Alone here using the tool in a slightly different way, this time to smash through a doorway to make progression.
Handy.
Yeah, there are different ways of using the tools, and sometimes in the different chapters as well, you can find how each tool will be useful for this specific chapter.
Another blooming pinata, is it?
Yeah.
Enough of these.
David quite like it.
I mean, I say pinata, but they don't usually have, like, dead bodies inside them.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
But we are stuck right now, so we need his help.
Satanás.
There it is.
Yeah.
Gonna lure him over.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Nice
fine.
job.
Gostei.
I'm going to leave you to your pinata now.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this, like, sideshow attraction. That looks fun. Can we have a go on that?
Yeah, it was really important so that any character you will play, you will be able to do the
Cool,
city.
okay.
It's a nice carousel in the background there.
I love that. And some herd queuing. Just having a queue. Must be something good. What are they queuing for?
Not sure it's something good.
Oh, well, that's
Sorry.
just typical.
Yeah.
Tô achando legal. Ambientação, modo de jogo. E o modo copy parece bem legal de se jogar.
Okay, looks like we get to go on a ride at last.
Principalmente se você tiver duas pessoas burras jogando.
Now, in what way is this going to be like a nightmare roller coaster?
5,
I think there might be
4,
some clues in the
3,
time, but I don't want to spoil it for the
2,
fans, so people are just going to have to look really carefully.
Uma hora de live.
Something to do with these sinister mystery bags in the car with
Quite
us?
possibly.
Okay. Well, at least we get to go on a ride, though.
Yeah, it's a nice way to see the rest of the fair.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. All right, and now the climb.
And for now, that's where we stop. We hope you enjoyed the journey. It's far from being over.
I did enjoy the journey. Thank you so much, Coralie. Thank you, Tim. That was great. I'm currently caught between the fun of the fun fair and the lingering.
Nem tô prestando atenção no que eles estão falando. Eu vou tirar o áudio.
And I cannot wait to find out.
Não, vou deixar o áudio bem baixo, na verdade. Ah.
Now that we know a bit more about the carnival, Maya, what can you tell us about the different editions that are available to pre-order?
So before we go through that, Jane, I'd just like to remind everyone that the game will be available in both solo and online co-op modes. Plus, with the Friends Pass, people who purchase the game will be able to invite a friend for the entire game, even if their friend doesn't own it themselves.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what a great way to have your friends join you on your Little Nightmares 3 journey.
Yeah, exactly. Now, about those pre-orders, they are now open for all platforms, except for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. That will come at a later date.
Okay, and there are a few different versions that people can choose between.
Yes, there are. So first, as well as the standard edition, we have the deluxe edition. So this one includes the Residence costume pack, which I'm sure our fans will instantly recognize from our previous games. It also includes the Secret of the Spirals expansion pass, adding 2 new chapters, exploring new locations in the spiral. And last but not least, the expansion pass includes a costume set inspired by an iconic character from the Little Nightmares universe.
Wow, that's a lot.
It really is. And for those who want even more, we have the collector's edition, which includes everything from the deluxe, plus a steelbook, an art book, and
What's this?
this beauty.
Hey.
Want to take a look?
Oh, I do. Yeah, let me
There you
look.
go. Just
Oh.
look at those details.
Cute.
It really
Love
is.
that. Awesome.
And if that still isn't enough, we also have the premium collector's edition with even more content.
Olha, Miss
exclusively on the
Galinha.
Bandai Namco store,
Okay.
which will also be home, by the way, to an extensive lineup of merch, which
Sure.
includes this
Hey.
jacket. Look at this.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that. In fact, I've got mine already.
What? Where did
Yeah.
you get that from?
From the Bandai Namco store.
Of course.
And there's a pre-order bonus that you can tell us about.
Yes, there is. So we absolutely loved the first 2 games, and as fans ourselves, we really wanted to give players a little nod to our beloved 6 with the Dark 6 costume sets.
Well, that's perfect, because I don't think any of us can get too much 6.
Never. And for those who want to see even more of 6, I'm very happy to announce that over 8 years after the release of Little Nightmares, we'll be releasing the enhanced edition of the game on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. And that will be at the same time as Little Nightmares 3. Do you want to take a quick look?
I do, yeah.
Eu até pensei que tinha acabado. É, tá mais bonito. Tá muito mais bonito. Mais bonito que eu já. Vai ter DLC incluída? Peraí, vai ter DLC? De outubro.
How did you like that? I loved it. Now, we've come outside with Coralie to talk about this new enhanced edition. Coralie, what can you tell us about the changes and upgrades and tweaks you've made for this new version?
So with Little Nightmares 3 catching the attention of so many new players, we really wanted to bring 6 stories up to today's standards. So the first thing you notice is the announcement visuals.
Absolutely stunning, that's for sure.
Thank you. And you will see that we've added ray tracing, volumetric lighting, all of those things that add so much to the atmosphere while staying true
Caraca,
to
tá
the DNA of
muito
the game.
bonito.
We've also added new gameplay helpers and new checkpoints, and that's to make the game even more
Os
enjoyable
chefes
for also new players.
So it's going to
estão
be
de
a great
jeito
way for someone
mais
who's like literally
cartoon.
never played the
Gostei,
first game
gostei.
to experience it for the first time, but also if you did play the first game, you can kind of relive it with a new modern experience.
Exactly.
And to give everyone the chance to dive right in, Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition will be available immediately for anyone who pre-orders a digital edition of Little Nightmares 3 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC.
Oh, wow. So I basically need to go play it right after we finish doing this show.
Yeah.
Well, you might not have to wait that long, as I think this concludes our show for today. So Little Nightmares 3 will be out on October 10th, 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Xbox Series and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. And you can go to the Little Nightmares website to check the different pre-order offers in your country. As mentioned, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will open at a later date. And don't forget to join our new Discord server for all the info on the franchise.
Yeah, it's a great place to share your wildest theories. I know Maya loves to read them almost as much as I do.
Oh, I really do. It's always great to see
Legal
our
que a
amazing
legenda
guests, a little bit
tá
distorted for me
antecipada.
sometimes.
Tá, tipo,
I know
na
I'll be
verdade,
right there.
antecipada mesmo.
But before we wrap up today, we've got one final small surprise for you. An early sneak peek at another project currently in development.
Não, pera, não sei.
Amazing stuff. I cannot wait to experience Little Nightmares in VR. But I guess I'm going to have to be a little patient
Acabou!
with that one. With
Mas
that final
já?
surprise, we have come to the
Mentira, eu
end of
queria
our show. Thank you so
muita.
much for tuning in. I
É, eu
want
queria.
to play Little Nightmares in
Tava um pouco
person.
longo, mas eu queria
So great
muito,
Little Nightmares 3
muito,
will
muito,
come out in
muito, tipo, um
October.
remastered de The Little Nightmares 2, um live action de The Little Nightmare, mas anunciamento de The Little Nightmares 4. Aí o trailer. Acabou então, agora eu vou esperar o trailer passar mais uma vez. Gostei da ambientação. Tô sem palavras. As minhas palavras um beijo pra vocês, um adeus e um até mais.